Here we go. So we're just taking that down there. And if you want to get in really close now, Ed, just for a buzz, where this meets here, let's do some piping patterns. Yeah. Love it. Look.
God, buddy.
Even you love that, don't you, Orson? This brand of chocolate.
Yes, I do. It's delicious. It's something that we really enjoy here in the States.
But you can't get these large eggs where you are located at the moment?
They don't have the large ones. No, we just have the ones that are about the size of just a little standard egg. We have to use different brands if we want something that size. It was a struggle for me to find what I'm going to be decorating today.
Right, okay. So, I'll just knock my microphone off. Hang on.
Dave, when you decorate, do you have a plan when you start decorating,
No.
or do you like to decorate spontaneously?
Yeah, I'm spontaneous here. I'm getting inspired by this beautiful rose on here, so we're going to we'll just focus on one side here. So I'm just going to do what Hayley did before, but just squeeze a little bit more. So we're creating an extension of this rose here, and then we'll just do a little bit over that and then a bit in the middle. I can pop that into life a little bit more in a while. This seam, you can see here, let's just cover that up with a little bit of piping, and the same that side there. So a leaf, yeah. I'm always out to conceal any flaws, shall we say. If you look through there, so you can see a little bit of daylight behind. Can you?
Yeah.
Just that little bit of white. So let's sort that out, and let's just add a bit of piping in there, like so. Let's do the same here.
We've got paler chocolate as well.
Okay, that's cool. And this is where it gets exciting. Let's take advantage of this glass. We don't need anything there. Yeah, this is just making up as I go along. Sometimes it doesn't work out, you know, and other times I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy with where I'm going with this. So I like that. It's very majestic, isn't it? Very royal looking in its finish. And let's put something around the top. So yeah, have a little look at this one, or this one over here. Yeah, we'll take some elements on that there. Okay, hang on, Ed. I'm just going to do a little variation of that. So you can see the speed that I'm at. I'm not trying to show off. It's just because I've done this for a long time, and it's something that I practice, I guess, for the last 40 years each day. But when I left college, I was still kind of creating exactly the same. This almost does look like melted chocolate, which is really nice. Hello? We had a noise then, Phil. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I'm gauging the amount of distance, it's just a case of, you know, practicing, and I might put a little bit on here and then a little bit that side. So that's kind of ready now to put some over piping on later and get creative with. So yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing tonight, we're back on, thank you so much, is doing the foundations. So if this was ganache, Autumn and Hayley, I would be putting this in a refrigerator, Hales?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Awesome. Oh! What's happening in
So my
Texas?
plan with these, I did manage to find some chocolate eggs. My plan is to get them piped up, and then I'm going to be painting them gold. So I'm very inspired by the elaborate gold like ornament type trinkets.
That's fantastic.
That's what I'm going to be using for my inspiration.
Wow. Hayley, do you want to have a little play here?
Oh, go on, I'll have a go.
Yeah.
Put on an egg.
Do you want to take my seat? It's going to be easier for you then. Right, so Hales is going to take a seat. Did something fall then?
No.
I thought something had fallen.
Okay.
There
Into
you
the
go.
lion's den.
Oh yeah. Are you comfy? Do you want
Yeah.
to do a different egg, or
Oh no, I'm quite happy just to.
you're going to play on the back of this?
Okay.
So Hayley is kind of new to this type of
Yes,
piping, aren't you? So
I am.
I'm just on my knees here, so I can I don't overshadow you.
Okay.
I can see what you're doing, and I'm going to get
So-
Ed cam.
So if I can do something similar to what you've done at the front on the back, maybe.
Yeah, you just do your thing, do your
Okay.
vibe, whatever you're feeling.
Okay, so the kind of feel I'm going to go for is something I would do on a cupcake,
Right.
because because you're more experienced than I am, I'm still learning with this. It's like every day's a school day with me, so I'm happy to take direction from Dave, but I'm just going to sort of like have a play and see
Yeah.
how it all develops.
No, brilliant.
Okay,
That's good.
so I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to do like sort of like a rose. And then I'm just going to, yeah, just sort of like get a feel for it, really.
Sure. So I believe when you're doing this yourself, like you're doing it, Autumn's doing it, I'm doing it, it's a case of creating from how you're feeling
Yeah,
rather than duplicating something.
yeah.
We don't want everything exactly the same, generally, do we?
No, I think, yeah, as you say, it's an expression, isn't it? It's like, I sort of like tried to get sort of like a leaf effect there.
Right.
You know, the way you've done this as it comes down. I've sort of like tried to replicate it.
Right. I always think though, but if you're going to try and copy,
Yeah.
don't
Do
what you're feeling.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It's sort of like, it just sort of like I wanted to do some kind of leaf there, so it would basically
It looks
match.
great, yeah.
So I'm just going to go in and do it again. So would you start out on the outside, or would you work from the in to out? Usually when you're doing it.
Right. Depending on what pattern I'm kind of creating.
Yeah.
If it's going to have a lot of, say, flowers
Yeah.
in the foreground, like what Autumn did, I may do all the background effects.
Yeah.
If it's sort of, I'm doodling,
Yeah.
like we are doing,
Yeah.
it'll kind of go as
Yeah.
it flows. I think because of this type of pattern work that's on, it's very random.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get away with
It's
something.
quite forgiving, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
excellent.
Okay. So and then just mirror image it that way. So
Let's
it's
go around this side.
okay.
I'm just going to...
Would you like me just to?
No.
I can just turn.
Just get comfy. There we go.
Okay.
We can see what's going on here.
Okay, so you can, because I'm fairly new to this, I would most probably spot it. So because it's there on that side, I'm going to make sure that I sort of like put like a tiny bit of mixture there, a bit of royal icing there, so
Sure.
it's sort of like symmetrical.
And what we're doing here is creating like a foundation. So when this has dried, in a short while, we can do over piping on top of it.
Okay, that's a bit diddy, that one, compared to that one, but that's fine. Anything goes, really, doesn't it, really?
Oh, most definitely. And remember, we're going to be coming on here every week, except next week, because we're taking a break for Easter. So, you know, if there's anything you'd like to see us do, let us know. Go to our website, davidcakesonline.co.uk, and send us a message, you know, and it'd be great to sort of receive your messages. And if we can, you know, give you some inspiration, fantastic. Excellent.
Oh, I'm quite chuffed with that. So you have taught me well.
Yeah, no, it's a buzz, isn't it?
It
So
is.
Hayley's on the mission to get into freehand more.
Yeah.
However, you do use markers, which
Yeah.
I think's cool as well.
Yeah, because like when me and Dave were starting out, so I'm on this camera.
Sorry.
When we were starting out, I'd watch Dave do a freehand, and he's like, "No, you try and basically replicate what David done on my cake. And he said, how would you go about doing this? And I said, well, I would do a template, you know, cut out a cardboard template, and then the pointers where and the markers where everything needs to be will be precise right around the cake. So we went back to basics, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it worked for me. It's not, there's no like written rule. It's wherever works for you, just do it, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. So you can see the cake in the back.
Yeah.
So we're sort of following. I love this idea of doing something on one side and on the other.
Yeah.
But also going with a more random look and work like this one is. Sort of doing its own thing. And I've combined piping textures with smoother icing effects, which we'll move into in a little while.
So on the cake, you've got more or less a focal point and a frame. So that's where you will put like an anagram, like a monogram. Is it called a monogram?
Yeah. These aren't finished yet. We're just working on these. So we've got this one here, and then this is one here. Autumn, you've got one the same as this, have you? Similar?
I do.
Which we can.
I do have one that is in a different color palette.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that either tonight or another time. So what we'll be doing each time we do club is get piping. And while I'm at it, I'll just explain about this here. We've got it's like a damp-proof course effect, is it, Phil? That we've got on the wall here. And basically, I'm going to be putting plaster. Sorry, I'm on the wrong camera. I'm going to be putting plaster on the wall and piping with actual plaster rather than royal icing. And that's going to be a work in progress each week. Something we're going to be doing every so often. So we'll be visiting lots of different things. We're sort of time-wise, we're here until we're tired, but we're happy. Phil and Alicia are just amazing tonight. They've done a full shift day. We all kind of work full time as well as doing this, so this is our fun time together that we're about. Oh, Hayley's going off on one here. I love it. Let's have a look. Okay.
See, I think
I like that.
I think it was a bit of a cop out, to be fair.
Why?
Because I've literally just done a star.
No,
to
but
fill it.
stars are cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So as I say,
you could graduate this up to much finer detailing.
So yeah, I'm just, as I say, still learning, but enjoying.
Yeah. Now, awesome. Could we pipe this, and Hayley, could you ever go at this with buttercream? But what would you have to do if someone said, I don't like chocolate, I'd love some buttercream or a different flavoured cream?
Yeah.
Would it have to be refrigerated or?
Well, it depends on
the difference in
if
that?
if they like buttercream and they don't like royal icing, you can actually put like a bit of royal icing powder into your buttercream.
Oh right.
So when you're putting say if your ratio is 1:1 butter and icing sugar or confectioner's sugar, you actually just half.
Right.
So half confectioner's and half icing sugar, and it will set better.
Right.
So it's always better to use, to be on the safe side. If you've just done like a normal buttercream, it will just run off eventually.
Right.
With temperature and the environment.
Right, brilliant. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this one to dry, and I'm just going to ask Ed. Are you there, Ed? He's not there. So I'm going to fill a bag with a fine piping tip.
I'll just get rid of
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Servant.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
I'll have my chair back.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. So I'm just going to do a little bit of finer piping. I've got the wrong glasses on all the time here. Okay, so looking at this, let's have another little quickie look. Looking cool. I'm very happy with that. And that